Hi, I'm Dr. Dave Janda. Welcome back to Operation Freedom Briefings. The goal of these briefings and my weekly radio show, Operation Freedom, is to provide you information the bought-off, lamestream, fake media will never provide. You can stream our Sunday radio show, Operation Freedom, which airs from the People's Republic of Ann Arbor, Michigan, every Sunday from 2 to 5 Eastern. You can stream it at davejanda.com. In addition, we have tremendous amount of content, free content at davejanda.com. Not only our YouTube presentations, but some of our other featured presentations and some of our radio interviews. In addition, if you're so inclined and you like the content we also have a subscription service that goes for a whopping 30 cents a day or $9 a month. Either way, we hope you join us on the free side or as a part of our subscription family. Today I want to focus on Trump's storm, and in particular, what he's using to take down the globalist syndicates, because that's what the storm is focused on, taking down the globalist syndicate. He is using his executive order that he issued on December 21st, 2017. Now, there are many people that say, that never happened. Here it is. Yeah, that's right. The executive order blocking the property of persons involved in serious human rights abuse or corruption, December 21st, 2017. I believe it set the foundation for Trump's, if you will, offensive maneuvering and as part of the storm to take down the globalist syndicate. Let's look at the beginning of the executive order. By authority vested in me as president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, including the International Emergency Economic Powers, the National Emergencies Act, the Global Magnitsky Human Rights Accountability Act, Section 212F of the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952, and Section 301 of Title III United States Code, I, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America, find that the prevalence and severity of human rights abuse and corruption that have their source in whole or in substantial part outside the United States, such as those committed or directed by persons listed in the annex, remember that word, annex, to this order, have reached such scope and gravity that they threaten the stability of international political and economic systems. He went on and he concludes with the following: I therefore determine that serious human rights abuse and corruption around the world constitute an unusual and extraordinary threat to the national security, foreign policy, and economy of the United States, and I hereby declare a national emergency to deal with that threat. National emergency to deal with that threat. Now, what does that mean? That means he mobilizes the military and all law enforcement personnel that he deems accurate to go after these perpetrators, the perpetrators being the globalists. Now, many people say, okay, he issued that executive order, but where's the teeth behind it? Well, it's called this document, title page, Office of Foreign Assets Control, Specially Designated Nationals and Blocked Persons List. This comes from this executive order. Google it. It's from the Treasury Department. Right now, 3 columns on each page. It's 11,000 pages. And I believe every one of those entities listed is either a globalist or part of the globalist syndicate. And what it does, it seizes the assets and essentially neuters every one of those individuals and organizations. That is a huge part of the storm. And then there's another part of the storm. And that's this Inspector General's report of the Department of Justice, authored by Michael Horowitz, according to Chad Pergram, a well-known and a very respected reporter, I believe not part of the globalist syndicate, Chad Pergram, award-winning from out of Capitol Hill. He detailed on January 12th, 2017, that representatives from the Inspector General's office delivered that report to 3 congressional committees. Immediately after that, 2 hours later, there was the first indictment related to Uranium-1. That next week, it gave the foundation and teeth to Nunes. He ended up issuing the Nunes memo, which revealed the Russian dossier was fake, paid for by the Clinton campaign, by the DNC. That fake dossier was brought to the FISA court, which obtained that surveillance warrant that monitored Trump and his team. That surveillance warrant was through the FISA court was based on a fraudulent document that was authored and paid for through representatives of the Clinton campaign, as well as the DNC, as well as Russia. First part of the Trump storm was the executive order. Second part is asset seizure. Asset seizure. And the third part is that Inspector General's report that has not been released to the public, but has been released behind closed doors to congressional committees who have been acting upon it. And that's some of this information we see coming back out. It's dripping out, whether it's McCain being forced to resign. That came out of the Inspector General's report's findings. Whether it's Bruce Orr from the Department of Justice being terminated. Whether it's the exposure of Comey, the exposure of Strzok and Page. I mean, this just hit, and this you're not going to see in the lame stream, but it was on Zero Hedge. Peter Strzok ignored evidence of Clinton's server breach. Where do you think that came from? That came out of the Inspector General's report. But now there's something else that happened, and this was confirmed to be by my sources who I've known for many years, and they've never been off. Then the only written evidence of this was put out by Ben Fulford, who was a former employee of and writer journalist of Forbes magazine. Executive order authored by Trump March 1st, 2018. 2018 amendments to the Manual for Courts Martial of the United States. Here's what Fulford says. An executive order in a 636-page annex, remember annex from the executive order, issued on March 1st by U.S. President Donald Trump and the Department of Defense prepares the way for Nuremberg-style tribunals. The essence of these orders was that all U.S. civilians shall be subject to military justice and that the military will be able to hire non-military legal experts to help with the upcoming tribunals, according to Pentagon sources. Pentagon sources explained that, quote, Trump signed executive order on March 1st, 2018 to amend the court-martial manual to get civilian legal help and prepare the public for Nuremberg II military tribunals of the cabal before truth and reconciliation, end quote. Look, folks, the storm is multifactorial. The executive order, the Inspector General's report of the Department of Justice, which will see the light of day to the public, to all of us, but it's going to be parsed out. Third, we have these asset seizures occurring through the Office of Foreign Assets Control. Google, Office of Foreign Assets Control, specially designed nationals and blocked persons list. Okay? And if you're questioning whether this executive order on March 1st exists and the ramifications of it, go to whitehouse.gov, presidential actions, put March 1st in 2018, and it will come up. The bottom line is, the globalists are on the run. The storm is hitting. Do not expect the lamestream fake media to report any of this, and the reason is because that fake media, the lamestream media, that some people still think is the mainstream media, is owned and operated by the globalist syndicate that for decades has targeted you and every American, frankly, every person of the world's freedom and liberty. I hope you'll join us on our platform, DaveJanda.com. I hope you tune in to Operation Freedom, which airs every Sunday from 2 to 5 Eastern. You can stream it at DaveJanda.com. And as I end every segment, dream big and dare to fail.